So here it has a h nu 1 which has higher energy as compared to h nu 2. Similarly, this has h nu 3. So how much energy is emitted out? It is in the continuous form, possesses all the possible radiations. It means the number of photons, which is a number of electron which is coming close to the nucleus, gives rise the number of photon. So the intensity of the radiation is depending upon the number of electron encounters with the nucleus, or number of electron encounter with the Coulomb force, Coulomb interaction. So if we look into this graph, here so here, if we look into the graph, here, this is the wavelength in this axis, and this is the intensity, I. I is the intensity. Intensity means the number of photons emitted out per unit area per unit time. This is the intensity I. तो यहां से अगर इसकी कर्व बनाए तो ये आपका जो रेडिएशन होगा वो कुछ इस तरह से होगा. This shows the continuous, means it possesses all possible radiations here. So this continuous radiation, it means it possesses all possible radiation, and this is in the range of the X-rays. So we call it as a continuous or Bremsstrahlung X-rays. This electron is coming with the energy. If we say that how this electron is coming out here, it means if we say that this is the cathode, cathode is the plate, we call this is the cathode. This cathode is heated with the filament. This is called filament. Filament is heated with a few volts. So as a resultant, the electrons are emitted out. These are the electrons which are emitted out from the cathode. So now you have to apply the high voltage. This is the high voltage gate. This is the high voltage. High voltage means approximately in kilovolts. It means if you apply high voltage in kilovolts, as a resultant, the electrons are accelerated in this direction and possesses the energy of kilo electron volts. Because you know that the energy, potential is the work per unit charge. Charge is the electron. Work is the energy, which we call it as a kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is a potential into charge. So kinetic energy K is equal to the potential V into charge. This is the voltage into electron. So we say that this energy is electron volts. So if this voltage is in the kilo electron volts, thousands of the electron volts, thousands of the volts, then the energy of the electron will be thousands of the electron volts. So this thousands of the electron volts, kinetic energy electron when passes near the vicinity of the atom, it radiates. And that radiation is in the range of the X-rays. And this is in the continuous form, or this is which we call it as a breaking radiations. So this is the way, what is the breaking radiation? So now the second part, which is the characteristic X-rays. So look at the characteristic X-rays. So now in the same way, you know that in the quantum physics, this is the nucleus And these are the different orbitals or different shells. We say that this is the K shell, L shell, M shell, N shell, and so on. So here, this electron, which is accelerated electron, if it is hitting the electron in the K shell, electron is over there, K shell electron. This atom is the heavy atom. This is the high Z atom. Heavy atom means high Z value atom. In this high Z value atom, the binding energy of the K shell electron with the nucleus, its binding energy, this is the binding energy, is in kilo electron volts. So this is the binding energy is in the kilo electron volts. So as a resultant, what happens when this electron, when the energy of the incoming electron is equal to the binding energy of electron in the K shell, as a resultant, it will knock out the electron from the K shell. The K shell electron will be ionized. So this K shell electron is ionized. So now here is a deficiency of one electron. This deficiency over there, because this incoming electron has an energy high enough, so that this high enough, which is equivalent to the binding energy of electron in the K shell, then there is a chance that this incoming electron, accelerated electron, can ionize the electron from the K shell. So as a resultant, the deficiency in the K shell now is filled up by jumping the electron from the L shell. So the L shell electron jumps over there and fill up the deficiency. So as a resultant, the radiations are emitted. And these radiations is known as X-rays, which is equal to the difference of the two levels. And you know that. Similarly, now there is a deficiency in the N, because one of the electron from the L jumps into the K, fill up the deficiency over the K. So now there is a deficiency in N. This deficiency in L is filled up by the M electron, again emitted out the X-rays. Similarly, N deficiency is filled up by the M, again. So this X-ray, which is the X-ray of K shell, which we call it as a K alpha. The name of this X-ray is K alpha. It means the deficiency is filled up in the K shell by the L shell, which we call it as a K alpha. There may be chance that there is a deficiency in K shell and it is not filled up by the L shell, it can be filled up by the N shell directly. Again, the radiations are emitted out. This radiation is known as K beta. So if we draw the energy level diagram over here, this is the K, this is the L, and this is the N. It means if the electron is emitted out from the K shell, the deficiency is filled up by the L. By jumping and fill up the deficiency, the X-rays are emitted. We call this is the K alpha. But there is a chance that the L electron is not filling up the deficiency in K. The M electron is filling up the deficiency of K. We call it as the K beta. So here, if M is not filling up, if we say that the N electron is filling up, we call it as a K gamma. So this K alpha, K beta, K gamma, these are known as the characteristic X-rays. These are the characteristic X-rays. So now, if we say that the electron is emitted out from the L shell, it means if the energy of the incoming electron is not high enough to emit out the electron from the K shell, then there is a chance that the electron may be emitted out from the M shell. So when the electron is emitted out from the L shell, the deficiency is to be filled by the N, by the N, and so on. So if the electron is coming out, the deficiency is filled by the next. So we call this X-ray is the L alpha. If the deficiency is filled by N, we call it as a L beta. It means deficiency is N and filled up by the next, we call it as a K alpha. Deficiency in the L and filled up by the next, not but N. So this is known as a K beta. So these all X-rays is known as a characteristic X-rays. So now we have to look at the difference between the characteristic X-rays and the continuous X-rays. This characteristic X-rays is the discrete packets of energy. It's the discrete, and continuous gives the continuous packets of energy. So as a resultant, if we combine these two, so as a resultant there is a spike over there on this continuous, and this spikes gives the characteristic X-rays, and this spikes is the K alpha and K beta. K alpha की जो एनर्जी है वो ज्यादा है तो वेवलेंथ कम होगी, तो this is K alpha and this is the K beta. So this is the how the continuous X-rays or Bremsstrahlung radiations are distinguished from the characteristic X-rays. So now the next we will discuss the how the frequency of the X-rays is associated with the Z value of the atom. It means if the energy of the X-rays are the same. Now if we change the Z value, if we change the atom, then how the frequency is to be changed. This will be the next topic, next lecture. So we will discuss it